All right, the race for Grammy Gold is officially underway with albums dropping left and right from music powerhouses like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Billie Eilish.
And news came out just moments ago that the Grammys will take place on Sunday, February 2nd of 2025. I had the chance to speak about all things happening at the Recording Academy and the current state of the industry with the CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Mason Jr. Take a look.
I've been listening to so many new things, different genres, different artists doing new things, mashing things together. It's a time of great creativity and a time of excitement for consumers and music fans, I would say.
Artificial intelligence is a hot topic here on Cheddar, and I'm curious how that is making its way into the music industry.
Well, AI, I think we can all agree, is going to have an impact on society at large. It's going to disrupt a lot of different industries, and art and music is no different. It is going to have a hand in what's created, how people are finding it, how they're listening to it. AI is not, it's not the enemy of creativity, but it is something we have to be cautious of and be cognizant of. It could have an effect on human creativity. So our hope at the Academy is that we can use AI to amplify and enhance what humans are doing and not something that replaces it.
Okay, so I want to break that down each bit there, Harvey. What are the ways that you see AI enhancing the artistry of musicians?
AI can do a lot. It can be generative in the sense of giving people inspiration, giving people ideas, thought starters, things that can advance ideas that humans already have or amplify them. What we don't want to see is people just randomly texting and music being created without real human creativity, the shared human experience, the passion that goes into music being eliminated by AI. But AI is being used already across the board. I'm a songwriter, I'm a producer. Sometimes I'll say, what would it be like if we said some words around this? And there's words generated and you say, oh, that sounds kind of cool. What if I took that and utilized that? Same goes for a drum beat. You know, it can create a drum beat. It can create a synthesizer sound. It can create different things that creatives can use as parts or ammunition or motivation to create greater things.
And what are ways that you want to see artists protected with the proliferation of AI?
There's got to be legislation. There's got to be guardrails and rules around how AI is used. We have our No Frauds Act, our No AI Act. Those are bills that are being proposed. But there's got to be, credit. We've got to make sure that the credits read right. We can't be using an artist's name if it's artist AI. There's got to be remuneration. Artists have to be paid properly, and there has to be approval process. Artists needs to be able to decide, how do I want my name or my likeness or my voice or my music to be used? And if those things are in place, we believe AI can be very productive and very useful for how music and art is created.
Another topic that we've seen covered a lot in the news, certainly something that matters to fans and consumers, is ticketing to some of these mega live events. And so we've seen the House and the Senate take critical steps toward ticketing reform. What do you think needs to be done in that department?
Oh, where do we start? There's so much that needs to be done. We've got to figure out how to make sure we are controlling outside interests around ticketing and make sure consumers can go see their favorite artists and make sure the artists can continue to derive revenue from live performance and that the money's not going everywhere else and it's not getting to the point where people can't go see their favorite artists. And there's a lot of work around legislation that needs to be done and a lot to talk about in that space.
Well, in terms of the Fans First Act and the Ticket Act, what do you think our viewers need to know as they do try to attend some of these blockbuster events?
Well, you need to know that right now there are fees being added onto tickets. There are bots that are buying and blocking tickets. There are so many junk fees, they call them, that are associated with trying to buy tickets. So I had someone that was working with me and working on my house, actually, and he said he'd been saving up for months to buy a ticket for his daughter to attend a concert, and he was going to end up having to save a big portion of his salary just to allow his child to go see her favorite artist. And so that needs to change. It needs to be fair and equitable. And of course, we're not trying to challenge or have animosity towards our partners in the ticketing community, but there's got to be some equity around allowing artists to do what they love to do, which is perform and bring music to the world. And there's got to be an opportunity for consumers to see that and be able to come to a live show and witness their favorite artists and sing and dance and clap along to that music. So we have to have it.
Yeah. I agree with you there. So we just recently saw the 2024 Grammys on the Hill in our nation's capital. I enjoyed watching them. What were your takeaways from that event?
My takeaways from the Grammys are always generally the same, at least the last few years, is I'm just blown away by the incredible talent. I'm so surprised by how awesome and special and amazing our creative community is. And then I love the camaraderie and the collaboration that comes together in LA around Grammy Week. All the different crafts and engineers and producers and attorneys and legal, all the different careers that descend upon our event and share in celebrating music and share in celebrating the power of music, and also provide a platform and an opportunity for people to look up and say, you know what, that could be me on that stage, or I can maybe sing like that or win a Grammy one day. So those are some of the things that I love about our Grammy Week.
We saw Taylor Swift announce a new album. That album now out. She took home Album of the Year. Jay-Z getting up there saying that Beyonce deserves to win Album of the Year. What's your response?
I don't disagree with either. Taylor had a great album. Beyonce's had great albums, and there's so many great artists and really, really talented and incredible, iconic artists that are putting out great music. We're in a really, really productive and prolific period around music right now. Our voters vote, and what they vote for depends year to year, and it's cyclical. There's certain times they like this type of music, certain times they like that type of music. So we'll see as we go from next year and see what the outcomes are, but I promise you it will be voted on by other music professionals in a fair and transparent way, and we're excited to see who comes out on top next year.
Harvey, the Recording Academy also has something called the Grammy U Conference, and so for our viewers who might not be familiar with that, tell us more about it.
Well, the Grammy U Conference is part of a bigger initiative which is called Grammy U. We're just so excited about that because it's a way for us to introduce our next generation of music professionals or music people into the industry through Grammy U. You used to have to be a college student. Now you don't have to be a college student anymore to be a member of Grammy U, but you get introduced, indoctrinated into what's going on in not just the Academy, but in our industry. And there's so much information and shared back and forth between the professionals and the people who would like to be professionals in the industry. So Grammy U is a program we're really very proud of.
And what plans are already underway for the 2025 Grammy Awards?
The 2025 Grammy Awards, well, they're going to be massive. They're going to be exciting. It's going to be in Los Angeles again this year. We're back to Crypto.com Arena. And, you know, every year you don't know what you're going to get. The nominations come out early November, so we'll see what the voters are liking. We'll see what the consumers are gravitating towards. But we've done, I think, over the last few years, an interesting job of really bringing to the stage relevant, exciting, diverse performances of different genres, different categories. And to me, they've been massive. They're exciting. Just the energy and the positivity that's coming along in our show, the love and the collaboration, as I said, between genres. You're seeing all the artist community and all the labels and music industry people coming together to celebrate music on that night. And so for me, the energy in the room has been feeling better and better every year, and the performances are getting bigger and more exciting. So I'll look to see more of that this year.
Harvey, before we get to that celebration next year, what else is on tap for the Recording Academy this summer and into the fall?
We just had our Grammys on the Hill, which was amazing. We all descend on DC to talk about what's happening from our perspective and things that we'd like to advocate for, new legislation. So we had a very successful outing there. We honored a couple senators and members of Congress, and that was a big, big day for us. Next, we have obviously our Latin Academy celebrating their 25th anniversary coming up this year, so that will be exciting and a lot of fun. And then there's a lot of programs that we do throughout the year with Music Cares, our philanthropic affiliate, which does health and human services for music people, and our Grammy Museum, which does education and preservation for music people. So those events are going 365 days a year, all leading up to the Grammys, which is on February 2nd this year.